scores and possibly hundreds of civilians have been stabbed and hacked to death in the northern Ethiopian region of Tigray.
Sense in this. So where is United Nations in this? And I do want to actually just give a little background on what United Nations is supposed to be doing. So if I can just share this with everyone. So once we have the international law is violated and we have this type of issue, this is like, Ethiopia is on the northern side of Africa. So therefore, it's not like just far from everything else. It's right close to Europe. It's not that far from Europe, right? So now we have United Nations, and what is it that what is United Nations, and what does it do? So I just did a Google search, of course, and I just got this from their website. Mm-hmm. This is 51 countries for the international peace and security, developing friendly relations among nations and promoting social progress, better living standards and human rights. When you say there are rapes, when you say there are people being killed right in the middle of the world, then here are the four main purposes: to keep peace throughout the world. So you certify somebody the Nobel Peace Prize, and then you are just giving them the killing certification of kill, and then how are you going to have a friendly? Oh, yeah, there is a friendly relationship. So now Eritrea is invading Ethiopia because Tigray is part of Ethiopia to help the old enemy. How is that like making any sense to anyone? Like, just think about it. Like, we are asking Mexico to help us with our Texas problem, and then they are in our borders. Yep. So this is why actually maybe I'm feeling very strongly about this issue. Otherwise, if it was some other conflict and if it was an equal power in some ways, yes, that's fine. Now you kill people, you make their life, and then now you tell me that the United Nations supposed to be keeping these things together. It's 3 months. They did the same thing in Bosnia. How many people have to die before you act on this? How many more sessions we have to do? If there are a number of sessions we have to repeat, I'll do 10 every day. So stop the madness. Of course, this is, look, I'm not from Ethiopia or from Tigray. I was born and raised in Turkey and came to the United States at age 24, 25. So being here for 22 years. Okay, so I never knew some of these problems at this level. I do have, my major is in political science and business, but never understood some of these things as good as it is now that it's been 22 years in the United States, understanding the hypocrisy of the Western world. This is my own perspective. I live here. I benefit from what this country provides, but we demand more. Not for me, but for the people. Now, I have to be honest, I was not a big fan of this little girl because I thought she was just spoiled. And this is my personal opinion. We can agree to disagree. Greta Thunberg. This whole show, because she lost, we actually stole her dreams. I mean, the world has to, we have to wake up, people. We stolen her dream because the world is not clean enough. That's, I'm so sorry, Dr. Real, but kiss my ass, people. Look, this is the stolen life. These two kids are same age. What dreams you are talking about? This person on the right side doesn't have dreams because she has to be awake to stay alive or being raped. And where is the United Nations? Now look at these two. Like two people, one from Sweden, I believe, and one from, this is a real picture. This is from the United Nations page. You can see the logo there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
This tells you like more than a million words, right? Because, like, how long does it have to go that you actually have everything's complete? Look at these people, what they have to go through. This guy, Kenneth Rose. So I do follow him. Sometimes I disagree with him with certain things, but he's sharing this from Reuters, and then it's the the choice of being raped or killed is what we are discussing here.
Yeah.
In 2021.
Yep.
It's a shame.
Yep.
Shame for all of us that we are not letting this stop. So therefore, United Nations needs to move very quickly and stop the madness. These people are going to die, and there will be more people die. And we have enough things to worry about in the world. Enough shame we already have in the history. We don't need to add more. So
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you brought the United Nations, Kamal. I believe the first and most important thing that has to happen is that the United Nations has to demand that the Eritrean troops leave Tigray, right? If the Ethiopian government wants to preserve an ounce of credibility, the very first thing they have to do is escort this foreign, unaccountable army out of Tigray, because that army is wreaking havoc. It has no accountability. It is destroying everything that it finds in its wake. It's killing people. It's abducting refugees that has escaped it. Eritreans that have escaped and found sanctuary in Tigray, they have no sanctuary anymore because the troops from whom they have escaped, now they are at the doorsteps of their refugee camps. They are abducting these refugees and taking them back by force into Eritrea. This should never happen anywhere under the watch of the United Nations. So the very first thing we need is a strong voice from the United Nations, from the decency of the world, to tell the Eritrean government to withdraw its troops from Tigray. Because the lack of accountability of that army, right? And the inability for anybody to be able to be a witness to what they're doing right now is what is creating the greatest tragedy. Kamal, you and I are talking about what we know right now. There is a lot more we don't know about the tragedy that is occurring in that place, because it's been almost 3 months where there is no provision, there is no medicine, there is no electricity, there is no basics. A place that has 6 million people has been encircled by its own government and by a foreign government with nothing coming from outside. Right?
Wow.
The last time this has happened, as you correctly said, with the United Nations intervened too late, was in Rwanda and in Bosnia, Kamal. And guess what? There were rapes there as well. And we are hearing about rapes now of young women, right? Of females that are being forced to offer their services or being killed or negated basic provisions, right? An army with no accountability doing what it wants.